Right then, this is a quick walk around video for a truly exceptional Honda Accord. Very, very rare to find one of these. This is a 2008, last of them actually, and it's a 2.2 diesel sport version. Car has a couple of lovely options fitted. It's got those lovely big 18-inch alloys, also the Sat Nav option, which is a major one on these. This car is special because it's covered just 32,000 miles from new. It's had 9 services and just 2 owners, and it is in absolutely beautiful condition. This is not a cheap Honda Accord, so for those looking for a cheap one, you need to look elsewhere, because this is, yeah, I paid a lot of money for it, and so someone else, if they see the same kind of value in it as I do, I know that doesn't appeal to everybody. Lights and lenses are nice and clear and intact. There's no cracks or condensation there. Front of the car, can't see a stone chip of any note on the bonnet there. There must be 1 or 2 tiny ones, but nothing that jumps out. Near side, mirror smooth down the panel work, really clean. Alloys are really nice on the car. I am imagining, in fact I know, they definitely have been painted at some point because they are too clean. They should look worse than that, and a slightly different colour than they were originally, so that helps. And the end around the back is still such a handsome car. Little lip spoiler, it's only subtle on the sports, but again, gives it a bit more substance. Around the back, wonderfully clean. Offside, driver side, again, it's just so crisp. It, you know, the video just doesn't do justice in all honesty. And then the final alloys, the panel works lovely. I mean, there's going to be a blemish somewhere. The car's 17, 18 years old, even with a low mileage in black. But crikey me, that is a wonderful car. Come to the boot area, really big boots on the Accords. Again, it's in just astonishing condition. It's coming to the back, got a half leather interior on the sport model in this vintage. And again, the seats in beautiful condition. There are a full set of original Honda mats with this car, which I've neglected to put in, but they do come and they're in good condition. Come to the front on the passenger side, and the door cards are lovely and clean. Some of the footwell areas, passenger seat there, given hardly any use at all. And finally, driver's door card, which looks pretty much unmarked. Same with the footwell areas. Worth pointing out the little silver garnishes you can see there with the quadrant in them. Still got their plastic protective film on it from when it was new. All of them. It's incredible. Driver's seat again in lovely condition. Inside the car now, engine's running, so the dash is illuminated. Again, the interior is as good as the outside, absolutely wonderfully clean. Sat Nav working exactly as it should. The later trims on these look really nice with the 6-speed gearbox. And then come to the dash binnacle. If you can see, 32,045 miles. There are no warning lights on the dashboard at all. I do this video after the road test video, by the way, so the mileage is the other way around. It's just the way I edit them, bizarrely enough. Finally, just to show you, owner's manual pack and lock and wheel nut key, all here and present with the car. Right then, this is a quick road test video for a quite extraordinary car. Honda Accord 2.2 Sport Diesel. The car's registered YD08HBN, but with a mileage of just 32,037 miles. The reason, by the way, we do all of our videos is just to ensure that if anyone's online looking at any of the cars we're selling, they get to see that very car in operation. Like lots and lots of people, unfortunately, we've been to see cars which looked perfectly good in a photograph or description, but only to get there and find out it's actually got an obvious fault that shows up, which can be hugely frustrating. We also do it on these very quiet country roads in this beautiful part of Gloucestershire, and this actually forms part of the road test route we take our customers on. And hope is, of course, it'll be representative of what you'd feel yourself should you drive the car. So come to the car. I have literally driven this car for an hour, so I know this car very well now. You would never ever believe it was the age it is. You know, for lots of reasons. Just more than anything, just how modern it drives, and better than far most over horrible surfaces. But more of that later. I'll do all of that I've always done on the videos, so I'm going to go through all the major mechanical bits, starting with the engine, of course, which starts instantly and settles to a completely smooth, even idle. There are no warning lights on the dashboard at all relating to the engine or any other part of the car. And temperature gauge has been running at a third, which is exactly where it's meant to be on a Honda vehicle. This has to be one of the smoothest, most refined diesel engines ever made. It is ridiculously quiet and smooth. It's just the lack of vibration as much as anything else, because normally with diesels you get, even the best ones, you can hear that sort of kind of coming through, but it's not. It's whisper quiet. It's so soft on the ears. It is an amazing piece of engineering. Of course it's done next to no miles, which helps clearly, but it is a fabulous unit. This vintage, of course, there's no DPF filters, there's a timing chain, no belts, which is lovely. So with good regular maintenance they can last an enormous mileage. I mean, it's not even run in yet, in all honesty. The engine then feeds through into the gearbox and clutch. Clutch is smooth, positive, bite point exactly where it's meant to be. And then the gear change, 6-speed manual gearbox on these later versions. And this is how to do a gearbox. It's so slick, precise, that you can feel the gears engage even though it's cable operated. It's just got a wonderful actuation to it, which makes you want to use the gear shift, not just have to use the gear shift. It's you just know you're getting something engineered when you touch all of the major controls on a Honda, and in particular this gear change is superb, and that feels exactly as it would have done when it was new. And then we move on to what has always been my favourite part of this generation Accord, the steering and the chassis. It is perfection in my eyes, and that's an opinion-based thing, quite clearly. What isn't opinion is the fact that it tracks dead straight, steering exhibits no vibrations at this speed or any speed up to legal limit. But it's just, because it's old school, it's not electric power steering, it's fluid power steering, so you've got this lovely natural weighting to it. So I'm just going to zip by. Which, when you're driving along, just normal speeds like this, you just got this lovely. It's reasonably quick, but it's the fact that it never unsettles a car. So when you go through a corner like this, carrying more speed than normal, just turn in, pick your point, go through. The car just flows, and that's the theme of the car. The handling is extraordinary because it gives this amazingly comfortable, compliant ride, and it is one of the most comfortable cars I've driven it in a long time. Minor imperfection on the roads, it just dismisses them, whereas modern cars with their tiny little alloys and big huge alloys and tiny wheels crash and bang and wallop. This floats over, but without feeling floaty at all. But when you do go through corners and lean on the car, it is unbelievably accomplished. Challenging roads, I've done all of it in this generation Accord, and it is exceptional. And as is always the case, the motoring press completely missed it. I've always said that there was only 2 cars from my memory of when these cars were new that could get even close to this car. One was the Ford Mondeo, which I still rate as one of the greatest chassis ever made. Again, like this, it would ride beautifully but could handle amazingly and with good steering, and a BMW 3 Series of its era. But both of those were nowhere near as good over the long term in terms of the quality of the suspension, how it doesn't wear out as some of theirs did. This is genius, absolute genius. No clonks, no rattles, nothing from the suspension at all. Brakes on the car are superb, they're powerful, there's absolutely no vibrations or pulsing coming back through the brake pedal at all. It's all in good order. And then we come inside. The car has yet to be cleaned. In all honesty, it's going to take about 10 minutes because it's that clean in here. What is still remarkable, and I know it's a low mileage car, is just how well built these things are. Not a hint of a squeak or a rattle. The textures and the quality of the materials are literally second to none. But the dash layout itself, which is, by modern standards incredibly simple, but it's actually quite highly equipped for its era. So you've got things like, obviously, Sat Nav, which wasn't a standard feature on the Sport model, it was an option with it. You get hands-free telephone, voice activation, it's dual zone climate control system, which all functions perfectly. We did pop it in a warm workshop on the way, pumps out nice cold air. all of the switchgear again, has that lovely high quality feel that you always get from a Honda car. And then your dash binnacle in front, simple dials, beautifully simple dials. Just you look at it, you look at the information, that's it. You're not distracted by other functions going on that, it beggars belief in this day that you've got these huge tablets there where you can do far too much, and you should be looking at the road, and that's what this car encourages. And then this lovely leather-bound steering wheel. It is in wonderful condition in here. The worst cliche any car dealer can come out with, in my opinion, is when they say, oh, a car drives like new, when it clearly doesn't. This does, literally does. I cannot fault it, but it's also a timely reminder of just how good this car was. The fact is, I'm driving this car now, and it is what my mental arithmetic is abysmal. I'm going to say sort of 17, 18 years old, and yet I could jump in a very modern car, and I'm sure there must be something better about them, but I'm struggling because this is quiet, it's comfortable, it's just brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I can't fault it, not in any way, shape or form.